Hey guys, we're looking at the brand new Blackberry Z3 right now, or Z3 if you live in Uncle Sam's country. But then it's not gonna be releasing anytime soon officially in Uncle Sam's country, so Z3 it is. This guy was first spotted in Malaysia and then it came to the Indian market here. The Blackberry Z3 is available only in certain markets for now, and we are not sure officially when it's going to be available in the USA or in the UK or the other markets. However, you'll get it in the USA for just under $280. I've seen it on Amazon.com. It's nowhere to be found on Amazon.co.uk, and in India on Amazon.in you'll find it for about 13,400 Indian rupees. So this is kind of the cheapest all-touch BlackBerry device, and still they managed to keep the price over 15,000. And it's a very compact box, and like all the recent BlackBerry 10 boxes, it's very nice. We like the classy look by the all black base, and then Z3 you'd see the pricing informations and all those stuffs here, and then you'd see some copyright information and all those shit. So let's go ahead and open it and quickly show you all the content in the box. So at top, as usual, you get the phone. I'll come back to the phone just in a bit, and there quite clearly it says start here, so you better start here. That's the quick start guide, and then you have some other informations like your safety informations and maybe some other this phone related information, battery and all those stuffs. You have a micro USB 2.0 data cable there. You also have a pair of earphones that do not look very premium. The plastic construction does not look very premium. You have a clip here. You only have the call control but no volume rocker here. Also a silver plated audio jack, and then your round 2-pin USB adapter, and let me check what's the output of this, because that's gonna help. So 850 milliampere output, that's fine really. Let's come back to the phone now, the main thing in the packet. So the Blackberry Z3 actually looks pretty much like its predecessors, not exactly like the Z30, which has a metal body kind of, but more like the Z10. However, this guy just kind of feels better than both of those phones. It's not the thinnest device in the market, 9.3 mm thick, and it's also not the lightest, about 165 grams, with 5-inch screen, 540 by 960 pixels. It comes to about 220 ppi. So definitely it's not an eye popper, but somehow it feels better than the two before that, the Z10 and the Z30. Maybe because it's priced right, and this could just be the first BlackBerry all-touch device, or the first BlackBerry 10 device, in fact, to not be overpriced at the launch. So they launched at about 15,000 here in India, and even at launch we thought the price was just right, unlike all the previous BlackBerry 10 OS devices like the Q10 or the Q5 or Z10 or Z30 for that matter. So as I told you, that capacitive screen, 5-inch, 540 by 960 pixels, comes to about 220 ppi of color density. You have the 1.1 MP front camera there, and your earpiece, all the shortcut kits gonna be there. There's no home button anyway. There's no coming back to home button, because the BlackBerry 10 will just drag up to send a window to the background. This part, you have the power button, the volume rockers, the voice command button there. You have the micro USB 2.0 port, a mouthpiece. On this side you have a flap where your SIM card and micro SD card would go. So this guy supports micro SD card in addition to the 8 GB already available inside. Battery is non-removable. It has a 25 mAh battery, and you have the 5 MP autofocus camera on the back, along with an LED flash, the BlackBerry banding, the speaker grill here, and the back kind of feels very nice, very rubbery. And again, this back is almost similar material than as the Z10, but somehow this guy feels better, and the overall phone feels more compact. It feels better in hand, and even the construction quality kind of looks and feels better. Yeah. So spec wise, this guy is powered by that Snapdragon 400 chipset, a dual core processor, really 1.5 GB of RAM, 8 GB of internal memory. As I told you, you can extend it via the micro SD card always. 5 MP autofocus back camera, 1.1 MP front camera, 2500 mAh battery. Blackberry 10.2.1 OS, so this guy is going to support your Android apps. You can simply download your Android APKs from browser, or you can also use micro USB storage device to transfer an APK here, and you can straight away install those APK. It's not going to support all of those, but it will support quite few of those, and we're going to show those to you in subsequent videos. Here you also have a secondary noise cancelling mic here, by the way, I just noticed. So overall, the best bang for money, at least as far as the design and looks are concerned. Yeah. The 540 by 960 pixels is nothing special really. It's bright enough, but not exactly the sharpest. If you go too close to the screen, then you would see the icons kind of pixelated, and if you see some of the pictures, however, they look bright enough. You see, relatively pleasing. And if I zoom in, see the details are there, however not amazingly sharp. And then if we compare it to our color card here, you would see, and even some I'll show you some other pictures as well, you'll see that the red and the green part is slightly oversaturated, but apart from that, most of the others are quite fine really. What we like is that the blacks are really dark. And probably I'm gonna show you one of the real pictures that's taken with this camera. There you see in the camera part, and here you would see that some of the parts, you see the green parts here. This is the famous Mehboob studio in Mumbai. There's a green part here, it's kind of slightly oversaturated. Even the red part of here, there you see of the girl here, you can almost see the color smearing out here. Yeah. So much more than average display, but not exactly the sharpest, I would say. And then I'll show you a video, and we'll see how it looks like a dark one. We like the blacks, but we'll see how it looks otherwise. Let me tell you, the brightness is about half level. There is no auto brightness option, so set it to about half. The viewing angles are only average, not particularly great. It's fine, a little pale, but it will certainly improve if you increase the brightness, by the way. But no discoloration as such. The reds are slightly too red, but we like the green metallic shine here. It's proper. Yeah, so overall a more than average display. The Z3 is powered by BlackBerry's latest 10.2.x OS, which means that this guy now supports Android apps, and most of the features are very usual, so it's a slightly incremental release. For example, you can go to camera just by tapping there. One thing I really like about this is that now all your notifications and messages are on top. That was before also in BlackBerry 10, but now you can simply tap and go to that particular message, which wasn't in the earlier BlackBerry 10 OSs, which is one thing I really like about this. And we really criticized that thing on the earlier BlackBerry 10 OSs, like for example in the cases of Z10 and all. You have your usual notifications there, and then you see all your windows docked there, so you just drag it up, any window, any application. There is no close, there is no home button. You just drag it up and it would go and it will stay there. That's and then your app collection here, just again pretty comprehensive as far as BlackBerry is concerned. You have BlackBerry World, and you have BBM supports voice calling and all those things, even Miracast, and then your peak feature into BlackBerry Hub. So BlackBerry Hub, as you can see, it kind of combines all your social media, your emails, messages, and all other notification, and it basically puts all of them in one place. You can also, there's also something called Priority Hub, and you can select your Priority Hub. You can select which messages are important. They will appear there because there are a lot of spam messages, advertising messages. You do not want them to attract your attention really. So let's go ahead and check out the settings quickly. So you have lots of settings. I absolutely love this thing about BlackBerry. They have very extensive settings. See BlackBerry 10.2.1, and you can also go ahead and you can check out some other stuff as well. 8 GB storage. There's a free storage and all. The free storage is 3.3 GB. You'd roughly get about, I guess, 3.9 GB or so, just under 4 GB. We have a few games downloaded, we have a few video and music downloaded, and even photos and all. So you can go ahead and there's an app manager, storage management, BlackBerry ID. Of course, you can add this many accounts, advanced, and you can go and add this many accounts. So very comprehensive. And then some of the other things, like for example, let's check out the picture. I've already shown you how they look, how the display look while showing them, but this is about the gallery. So you see they are all arranged in stack. You can long press anyone and you'll get the screen there. More options, you can select multiple options. You can also go inside one and then go to one, and then you can edit them. Also fairly good enough options of editing. Then cancel, come back. You can also share from there by all these means. If you want to select multiple, just long press, tap this, and now you can select multiple options, and you can share, or you can move them, and so long and so forth. You can arrange them, recent, date, albums, etc., and all this stuff. Usually really nothing much different there. And then your music app. So let's check out how it plays some of our music. First, the UI. So only 3 sorting options, no folder options. Would have liked the folder options, by the way. Playlist. Then radio. You need a headphone to be able to play the radio. And let's check out how it turns out the music. As you could see, there is no equalizer option per se out of the box, and the sound is not exactly very loud, I would say, from the speaker. However, there is proper bass. The bass is not exactly out of board, but it's there. It's just about enough for me to enjoy this song via the earphones provided. Speaker sound is not very loud, but the speaker but via earphones the sound is proper and very nice, because it's that amount of bass which can be listened to very properly via the earphones. Even the treble is actually quite good. Let's check out another one here. Some groove. Same thing, you see, even groovy sounds, you actually saw that the bass is kind of quite nice. However, it's not, the loudness is not really overboard, and for some people that's good. For not all people, not people like me who really like the speaker output loud. We'll see how the vocal intensive sounds sound like in this video. I can say pretty low. The loudness is really low.
Guys, did you see that? I just was like, what?
So the video and audio sync is very proper. The surround sound is very good.
From the universe? From a messenger. Oh, yeah, of course. Our greatest masters are disappearing.
And the vocals sound really much better than those music and groove and drum beats kind of thing. So the sound is actually proper for classical or jazz or blues kind of stuff. Not exactly blues, that kind of where you don't have very thumping sound, very bassy drum beats kind of a sound. But whenever you come to those kind of music, let's say for example rock or metal or even EDM, for example, you would see that via speaker the loudness is slightly less, and the bass is also not exactly up to the mark for something like very psychedelic trance, for example, when you listen to via earphones. But still, it's much better than how it sounds via the speakers. We've always loved BlackBerry's default browsers. They are amazing. They're absolutely desktop variant. See, we have nothingwire.com open here and it's absolutely smooth. There is no problem at all. However, I'm scrolling it really fast, so you see that lag in rendering the data, but otherwise you don't scroll it this fast and you'll scroll it about this fast and you would see it's actually very proper. Even the fonts you would see are very nice. They see the compact, the sharp, they're not pixelated. Even if we go to one article, for example, you see the text are rendered absolutely perfectly. However, we did an HTML5 test and surprisingly this default browser scores much less than the earlier BlackBerry 10 default browsers that we've seen. 489 out of 555 is very good, but we've seen the other browsers, for example the Z30 or Z10's browser scoring above 5, I think about 505 or 559, I forgot exactly. But somehow this browser scores less on HTML5. This could be the new HTML5 point system also, or this could be the browser also. We assume BlackBerry has no reason to change the default browser. It's such an amazing browser. That cannot be a reason for lowering the price. However, for some reason that's less, so you have all these browser options and everything. So again, absolutely top class browser. You have videos and you have story makers where with your images and videos that you click can create stories, and then everyone sort of other things. You have your file managers and stuff, and then comes the 5MP autofocus camera. So again, typical BlackBerry layout there. You can see image, video, that one, that's another mode. So photos, simply tap, it'll create a photo. It'll take some time if the focus is not already logged. If the focus is logged, it's fairly quick. And then you have the videos out here. Again, tap and start taking videos. You can switch on your LED from here if you're shooting at night. Finish. You cannot take stills during recording videos, mind you. And then you have your time shift. It kind of clicks the photos, just about 3 seconds, so that you can slide and you can get your optimum photo. And then you have some other options like autos and the aspect ratio. Now note that when you change the aspect ratio, it does not tell you whether that actually affects the size of the images. Most of the cameras does, so we really want to know whether bringing to 4:3. I generally would like to shoot at 16:9, but most cameras actually reduce the size of the resolution or size, that is the resolution of the picture when you click at widescreen. So 4:3 is generally maximum, but here I don't know because I don't get an option. But the newer phones like Galaxy S5 for example also lets you click at 13MP at widescreen, so that'd be really helpful. Apart from that, you have all these images and stuff. So the photo quality for a 5MP camera is very good under enough light, but everything is good and sunny under enough light. It's very decent, it's very uploadable to web. It's definitely not printable. 5MP is anyway too less a megapixel for a very small phone sensor. However, under low light or at night time, the photos show a lot of noise. In fact, more noise than we would have liked. That's probably the camera. BlackBerry's cameras have never gained too much of popularity. They have never been, critically acclaimed cameras. However, it's getting better day by day. And there's a budget BlackBerry device by BlackBerry's standard, so you can expect some trade-offs here and there. However, overall the photos and videos are of decent quality, actually more than decent quality, but that's under enough light. Low light, the quality drastically drops. So those are some of your apps and tools, and that's your dialer as well. You see pretty big dialer, everything. Let's show you the keyboard as well. Actually, where's our message, everything. You can go to text message, for example, and then compose, and I can show you the keyboard. It again has the brilliant BlackBerry keyboard, which says, see, nothingness is my, and it will already suggest you some words, like let's say my personal option, that we will have to wait, for example. And it kind of learns from your typing habit and what are the words you most frequently use and other stuff, and then it's gonna adapt itself to your typing habits overall. So this guy has a layer sitting beneath it that kind of learns from what you do. Also, you can go ahead and you can specify your accounts and some of the other stuffs. So there. Now, one of the important things and the new things that came with this new version of OS is Android APKs. So you can simply download the Android APKs from your browser, or you can sideload them via your USB and then straight away install them. For example, I installed Fruit Ninja, which is an Android APK file. I also installed Play Store and I installed SwiftKey. Now these three will separate different kind of behavior, which I'm going to show you. First of all, let's check out Fruit Ninja. It will also show you how the gameplay is on this device. You see, and it's not exactly proper because I can see this bar at all time. This does not go away. I'm playing a game. Games are generally played full screen, so they would have made this thing disappear. Anyway, so new games. You can see it's an APK file, but it's playing properly. No lag, very smooth, no lag whatsoever. See, yeah, absolutely no lag. Very smooth. Almost smoother than most of the devices at this price range, really. However, something like the Play Store launches and then crashes. So it's not compatible. You won't be able to see anything, and this you can watch it the whole day. It's not gonna load. So that's how the Play Store behaves. And even all the Google apps, like we tried all the Google app APKs, basically there are other Google apps for BlackBerry, like for example YouTube, that comes preloaded. They are perfect. But if you load APKs like Play Store or Gmap, even Gmail APKs, there's not launch. Other thing, like for example this SwiftKey, we loaded this kind of launches. However, because the behavior changes, so you can choose a language, you can download the language. Now when you go to enable SwiftKey options, it tried to mimic the Android behavior, but the BlackBerry language input or keyboard selection behavior is separate from Android, so you don't have any option of selecting SwiftKey over here. So practically SwiftKey is useless. So some of the APKs, many of the APKs are compatible, many aren't, so you have to really see, you have to download and use them. See, but you see, whenever they run very smooth, absolutely no crash. We've never experienced any crash in Fruit Ninja and in some other apps as well, which we tried. So overall the user interface is very smooth, absolutely buttery smooth, and like the animations out here, it's very silky effect animations and all that. These animations do not impact the RAM at all. There's something I'm absolutely amazed about. So this guy has 1.5 GB RAM, which is decent. Still, it's cool. It's very, very cool. This Blackberry is. Would you buy the Blackberry Z3? If you're a Blackberry fan, you would have liked the touch devices and all. This is possibly one of the best Blackberry devices, plus it's probably the most value for money Blackberry device. But it has lots of competition. Some of the big players, like for example the Moto G, you have the Asus Zenfone series, and then some of the other very compelling options. Rather, you have even the Xiaomi example, which comes with all the flagship Android options for only about 14,000. This guy is 15,500 in, and it does not even have half of those features. If you're tied to the ecosystem, definitely this is thing to go. If you're tied to Apple ecosystem, obviously you do not need to change it. iPhones are good enough, even better than this. If you're have an Android, you're looking for a change, you can definitely buy the Z3. You can of course import all of your apps and not apps, all of your contacts and messages and all those stuff. So you have Google Sync for this one as well. Plus also you can use many Android apps on this as well. Not all, but most of them. The Z3 at 15,500 makes a compelling choice, and for those who do not mind a Blackberry device even now, I'm saying they're surely evolving. For example, they were like right at the bottom some times ago, but now they are definitely going up. And this guy is a great example of how you can combine features with price point to give the developing markets a perfect choice. Thank you.